Welcome to Trivia Clips. Today, we step into the mysterious, stylish, and haunting world of Siouxsie and the Banshees. From punk rebellion to gothic elegance, their sound shaped generations of alternative music lovers. Siouxsie Sue's voice, bold fashion, and fearless artistry turned her into an icon. But how much do you really know about this legendary band and their eerie anthems? Let's find out if you're a true goth rock disciple. Grab your eyeliner, light a black candle, and focus your mind. Let's begin part 1 of this dark and stylish trivia challenge. 1. What was the debut album of Siouxsie and the Banshees? A. Juju. B. The Scream. C. Kaleidoscope. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer B. The Scream, released in 1978. The Scream was a raw and intense debut that shocked critics and fans alike. Its stark, punk-influenced sound laid the foundation for post-punk and goth rock. Siouxsie's chilling vocals and the band's haunting rhythms stood apart from other punk acts. Songs like Jigsaw Feeling and Metal Postcard captured a bleak beauty. It wasn't just music, it was a dark manifesto in vinyl form. The album helped redefine what punk could evolve into. 2. Which member of The Cure once played drums for Siouxsie and the Banshees? A. Simon Gallup. B. Robert Smith. C. Lol Tolhurst. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer B. Robert Smith. Robert Smith of The Cure joined the Banshees as a touring guitarist in the early 80s. When their drummer left mid-tour, Smith even filled in on drums temporarily. This collaboration created a deep connection between the two bands. It also influenced Smith's darker approach to The Cure's later work. Fans loved seeing two icons of goth rock together on stage. Their shared energy became part of gothic rock history. 3. What song includes the haunting lyric, "The Happy House is our home"? A. Happy House. B. Spellbound. C. Christine. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer A. Happy House. Happy House was released in 1980 and marked a shift in the sound. The song combines eerie lyrics with almost pop-like instrumentation. Its ironic tone critiques suburban perfection and mental health facades. The music video, filled with strange imagery, became iconic. It introduced the world to a more theatrical Siouxsie. Despite its name, it's anything but cheerful, just how fans like it. 4. Which album features the song Spellbound? A. Tinderbox. B. Juju. C. The Rapture. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer B. Juju, released in 1981. Juju is considered one of their most gothic and influential albums. Spellbound opens the album with explosive energy and mysticism. Siouxsie's voice cuts through swirling guitars and tribal drums. The song became a live staple and a fan favorite. Its hypnotic sound helped define the gothic rock movement. Many still consider Juju their magnum opus. 5. What inspired the band's name, the Banshees? A. A dream Siouxsie had. B. A horror movie. C. Irish folklore. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer C. Irish folklore. A banshee is a spirit from Irish mythology who wails to signal death. Siouxsie, fascinated by the supernatural, loved the imagery. The name gave the band an eerie, powerful identity from the start. It fit perfectly with their dark, theatrical aesthetic. Siouxsie wanted to break from pop conventions, and the name did that. It was a warning. This was not music for the faint-hearted. Siouxsie and the Banshees Trivia Challenge, Part 2, Intro. Part A2. Welcome back. You made it to Part 2. Let's turn up the mystery even more. 2006. What year did Siouxsie and the Banshees officially disband? A. 1995, B. 2001, C. 1996. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer C. 1996. After nearly 2 decades of pushing musical boundaries, they called it quits in 1996. They had already slowed down after their final album, The Rapture, in 1995. Though their peak was the 80s, their legacy stretched far beyond. Siouxsie would go on to pursue a successful solo career. The band's influence on goth, alt and even pop music never faded. Even in disbanding, they remained Legend 7. What is the name of Siouxsie's solo album released in 2007? A. Into a Swansea, B. Manta Ray, C. Shadow Time. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer B. Manta Ray. Manta Ray was Siouxsie's long-awaited solo debut after years of silence. The album showed she still had the power to surprise and evolve. Blending glam rock, electronica, and classic goth, it felt both fresh and familiar. Her voice remained sharp, eerie, and captivating. Tracks like Into a Swan echoed with raw feminine power. It proved she was more than a band. She was a movement. 8. What song was featured in the opening credits of the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure? A. Cities in Dust, B. Peekaboo, C. Halloween. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer A. Cities in Dust. Cities in Dust is one of their most accessible and danceable songs. It describes the volcanic destruction of Pompeii in vivid detail. The song's mix of horror and pop caught mainstream attention. It played during the quirky intro of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, surprising fans. The exposure introduced Siouxsie to a wider American audience. It became a gateway to goth for many 80s kids. 9. Which of these was a live album released by the band? A. Nocturne, B. Dreamhouse, C. Hyena. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer A. Nocturne. Nocturne captured their electric performances at the Royal Albert Hall in 1983. It's one of the most beloved live albums in the post-punk world. Robert Smith played guitar during this tour, adding extra mystique. The energy, chaos, and elegance are perfectly preserved on tape. Many fans see it as the band at their absolute peak. It's raw, dark, and impossibly stylish. 10. Which song includes the lyric, Gothic Ruins of Pleasure? A. The Staircase, Mystery, B. Red Light, C. Night Shift. You have 5 seconds to think. Answer C. Night Shift. Night Shift is one of the band's most chilling and haunting tracks. Its lyrics are poetic and cryptic, creating an atmosphere of dread. The song's slow build-up leads to an explosive, terrifying climax. Many fans interpret it as a meditation on trauma or abuse. It's not an easy listen, but it's unforgettable. This is goth at its most unflinching. Final outro. You made it through the full Siouxsie and the Banshees Trivia Challenge. If you knew most of these answers, you're not just a fan, you're part of the cult. Siouxsie gave a voice to the outcasts, the strange and the bold. And now, it's your turn to speak. Comment your score, tag your goth partner in crime, and subscribe for more dark rock trivia every week.
Welcome to Trivia Clips. Today we dive into the poetic rage and post-punk soul of Fontaines D.C. A band that turned Dublin's grit into pure musical gold. Let's explore 15 powerful facts that define one of the most authentic voices in modern rock. 1. Born from Dublin's underground scene, Fontaines D.C. formed in 2017 when 5 young musicians met at BIM Dublin. Their bond grew through jam sessions and shared love for punk, jazz, and poetry. Dublin's chaotic streets, working-class roots, and pub culture inspired their sound. They didn't just play music, they captured the heartbeat of their city. That energy shaped their debut album and continues to drive their identity. Even after global success, they remain deeply loyal to their Dublin roots. Their music is inseparable from the urban poetry of where it all began. 2. The DC means Dublin City. The initials DC in their name stand for Dublin City. They added it to distinguish themselves and embrace their Irish origin. It's a proud statement of identity rooted in place and purpose. Their lyrics often reference streets, buildings, and stories from Dublin. This makes their music deeply personal and culturally resonant. By claiming the city in their name, they turn it into a character. Fontaines DC is as much about location as it is about emotion. 3. Poetry was their first language. Before becoming a band, they bonded through poetry and literature. They even released a chapbook called Vroom featuring their own poems. Influences like Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg shaped their writing style. Frontman Grian Chatton often writes in stream of consciousness form. Their lyrics mix beauty, frustration, and social commentary like few others. Each track feels like a verse in a long-running urban epic. It's rock music soaked in rhythm, rhythm soaked in literature. Just 2-0. 4th. Doggerel was a declaration of intent. Their debut album Doggerel dropped in 2019 and stunned critics. The name comes from doggerel, a term for rough working-class poetry. It was a bold move, embracing imperfection as authenticity. The album painted scenes of Dublin life with raw detail and emotion. It included hits like Big and Too Real, now fan favorites. The sound was urgent, loud, and impossible to ignore. It proved they weren't just a band, they were a movement. 5. Their live shows are explosive. Fontaines D.C. is known for chaotic, emotional live performances. Grian Chatton often paces, snarls, and spits lyrics like a street preacher. The band keeps tight rhythm behind him, fueling the tension. Their concerts feel like confrontations between poetry and power. Fans describe their shows as cathartic and soul-shaking. They don't play to entertain, they play to express and provoke. Each performance leaves scars, truths, and echoes behind. 6. They rejected fame to stay true. As their fame grew, Fontaines D.C. faced major label attention. Instead of chasing trends, they doubled down on their integrity. They avoided commercial pressure and stuck with indie label Partisan. They moved to London but kept their Irish identity intact. Success didn't soften them, it made them sharper and louder. This resistance is part of why fans trust them so deeply. They never sold out, and they never planned to. 7. A Hero's Death shocked everyone. Their second album, A Hero's Death, was a dramatic shift in tone. Gone was the fire of doggerel, in came introspection and darkness. It explored themes of loneliness, ego, and the struggle for meaning. Fans expecting more punk got something more poetic and abstract. Still, the album earned a Grammy nomination and critical praise. It proved they could evolve without losing their soul. The risk paid off. Fontaines D.C. had range, and the world noticed. That's just the beginning of this post-punk odyssey. Stick around for part 2. 8 more facts about one of today's most fearless bands. Like, subscribe, and share this video if you believe in the power of real music. See you in the next one on Trivia Clips.